What's up, everybody, and welcome to my AEW Dynamite review. Wake up! It's the first of the month, and it's Black History Month. So it's a lot going on in this month, I should say, in the month of February. But AEW tonight, what do we got for AEW? In a way, it's a pretty stacked show, I would say, but I question a lot of the booking of this show at the same time too. But we do kick it right off already tonight, Ohio, I believe. Dayton, Ohio. And we kick it off with John Moxley versus Hangman Page, number 3 this time. So, and whatnot. Basically, with this being the third match, this is in a way Moxley country. I know it's not Cincinnati, but it is Toledo. It's Ohio, regardless. Of course, it's an hour away from Mox's hometown, so a big pop for him. Going against Hangman Page, Moxley ended up fighting him right as soon as Hangman even got to the ring, which they were on the outside fighting, going through the crowd, going over the barricade, and brawling until they got into the ring. And then, of course, Moxley bleeds because Moxley bleeds in every match most of the time. Okay, so this is not really surprising, but he bleeds all the time, and I think this was a hell of a match to kick off the show. It was really enjoyable, definitely cooking out there. I like this match a lot, given it's the third one, but I do question though. Um, this is the rubber match at this point, right? So it's got to be over. Um, Now Moxley did, get out of some finishers or kick out of finishers, but Hangman hitting the buckshot on him and then try to go for a bulldog choke, but Moxie ended up kind of reversing it into a pin after that. Hangman was still pissed off at Moxley then. The rest of the Blackpool Combat Club came out, Claudio and Wheeler Yuta, which, Moxley kept trying to go after Page then, Claudio trying to hold them back and stuff, as they both kept flipping off each other. But here's the thing, though. Why didn't you save this match for the pay-per-view, okay? This is a match to kick off a pay-per-view, or just be in the pay-per-view itself, not even a kickoff, but this was a way to open up the show, and like I said, this was a really great match. I enjoyed it. But at the same time, what is the point of going on at this point? This is the third match. This is the rubber match. Moxie now has 2 over Hangman's 1. So where are we going to continue? And I'm sure they'll continue with some crazy stipulation, I'm sure, by Revolution. But wouldn't you have saved this match and wait till the pay-per-view instead of doing it tonight? Because you still have, what, almost another month away to do this show. So they could have been building it, but they decided to just do it right here, which I think will be another match at the pay-per-view. But when you think about it, it's the rubber match, so it ought to be over at this point. Really think about that for a second here, people. Um, Renee Young was interviewing Jamie Hayter and the Bunny. Jamie Hayter, I guess, challenged, the Bunny challenged her to a match next week, so that was going to happen. Then they showed Tony Storm and Saraya bringing up Britt Baker as she ran off. Um, the Acclaim came out and rapped about something. They went against 2 guys. They kept making 80s jokes, by the way. The Acclaim won, but right after the Gun Club came out, talk about the whole therapy session and what makes them happy. They won a title match. The Acclaim calling them, Rod and Todd Flanders out there. As fans, they deserve to get a shot. The Acclaim said, the Guns, getting a shot. They started trying to push each other. Billy said, I'm sick of it. Billy Gunn ended up leaving then as his son had says, like, yeah, walk away like you walked down our childhood and go back and drown yourself in a pill bottle. That was a good line right there. Billy got back in the ring and basically, all right, yeah, which he needed to get a new mic because the mics kept breaking around here and saying, all right, you a big man, okay? However, you will get your title shot next week, which honestly, I feel like this is going to end up with Billy just turning on the Acclaim and joining back up with his kids again. So it would not surprise me in a way if that happens, but I most likely could see that coming, or maybe not. It could be something different. Not sure, but we'll see what happens. Because honestly, the Acclaim needs something to do right now. So I guess the best to get out the Gun Club. Konosuke Takeshita went against Brian Cage. A good match. I don't know, selling, I should say. But a good match in general. I too think it's crazy hitting a brain buster and no selling it is kind of insane. After like what one or two times, if I'm not mistaken. But just kicking out of brain busters and trying to go for a third one, and like you really no sold a brain buster. That's really kind of insane to me. Takesha ended up getting a brain buster from like the ropes and hitting a big running knee for the win, beating Brian Cage. So Cage, man, this guy barely wins around here nowadays, but Takeshita got the win, so it was a good match. You know, the Jericho guys were in the back talking about Ricky Starks as Guevara and Garcia had a gauntlet match that he has to beat everyone. Starks has to beat everybody until he can get to Jericho, which is literally the same thing Danielson is doing right now with MJF of going through a gauntlet of people. Only difference is next week MJF has to no, MJF. Ricky Starks has to wrestle all these guys in one night. As Danielson has been multiple weeks, but it's literally the same thing Danielson is doing, except by weeks and in one night. Because I kept listening to this, I'm like, is they doing this right now? So why are we doing this? Really think about that for a second. But yeah, Jericho Society and Starks and I don't know where this is going anymore. The Elite were at some basketball court. Nick made a 3-pointer. I knew it was most likely going to be the Elite versus Top Flight and AR Fox of the titles, but next thing you know, Matt Hardy, Ethan Page, Isaiah Cassidy, and Stokely Halfway walked in, won a title shot this Friday on Rampage with a 6-man belt, so we'll see what happens with there. Brian Danielson went against Timothy Thatcher. I haven't really seen Timothy Thatcher since he was on NXT, Toothless Timmy there, with Tommaso Ciampa, and yeah, I think that was the last time he was on NXT, and then he just disappeared after that. We never really saw him again. But yeah, Danielson went against Timothy Thatcher. I enjoyed this match. He has told a really great story out there. I think this was some great, very technical grapple style out there. I enjoyed this match a lot. I really did. Now, of course, a ref bump happens. MJF comes out since we got to get the world champion on the show because we barely see him. He's got his diamond ring out. Kenosuke Tateshka ended up attacking him then, chasing him to the back, which I kind of wonder where's the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club? Why aren't they helping Danielson? Why is it just Kenosuke all of a sudden? But Thatcher kept going back with that armbar. Danielson got out of there then after that. Got back with a German suplex, ducked him, hit his big running knee, and won the match from there as they showed MJF and Takeshita end up brawling with each other in the back. Basically, it was word that now they will have a match next week. MJF says, I didn't agree to this. I didn't agree to this. He didn't want the match, but it's going to happen next week. Yeah, good to see Thatcher on the show, too. Next after that, they were interviewing Rush and crew. MJF came in with a briefcase full of money. Basically, first one's free of charge. There's more where that came from. He's got 5 more of these things. Basically, Rush started talking then. Hosea translated says, yeah, we're good. But MJF says he spoke more than that, okay? Um, but listen, you don't gotta like me, Rush. Just get the job done. That's all you gotta do. Jade Cargo went against Red Velvet for the TBS title. Um, the match was good. I know Kiera Hogan tried to come out and do something, but she ended up getting called back, sent back to the back after attacking Layla Gray. Velvet tried to get the pin on her and stuff, but Jade pulled her up and got jaded and got her 50th win, which Jade ended up getting her kid from the front row and carried her to the back. So come on, she's got her kid right there in the crowd. So what made anybody think Jade was gonna lose? Now, if she was in the crowd, yeah, maybe Red Velvet could have stopped her from getting the 50th win, but I'm like, oh, her kid's in the crowd? There's no way Jade can lose then. There's no way Jade's going to lose. Her kid's right there. So we already know Jade wasn't going to lose, so she retains. Um, right after that, I know they, what was it, the main event, which, by the way, it's a lot to say about this main event for this TNT title in a no holds barred match between Darby Allin and Samoa Joe, which Darby had a hoodie jacket like thumbtack thing on, which he immediately ran into Joe, which was just insane until Joe had finally got out of it and trying to use his own towel to attack him. Then after that, this match was literally just insanity out there. I swear these guys tried to kill each other from stairs out there to getting chairs to being in the ring, Jericho getting not Jericho, Joe getting like damn that big Uranagi onto like a stack of chairs in the ring, which looked insane. Um, Darby, I think Joe went for another one, but Darby had some like powder. By the way, it's a lot of blood out there. They go into the crowd. Joe's throwing Darby into the almost like onto the not barricade, but to the stairs out there. Um, it's got powder in Joe's eyes. Goes right for that thumbtack hoodie and everything. Even going for a coffin drop. which only got two. Um, Darby ended up cutting some of the ring, then exposing the mat area, the canvas and stuff. Which get Joe back in the ring. Then Darby tried to go for a suicide dive outside, but ended up literally just crashing to the table as Joe just sidestepped him. Joe threw him back in there. Power bombs like the thumbnail hoodie in and stuff. It put over Darby's face, but Darby ended up like putting up his thumbs into Joe's eye, the bloody one and stuff, and just hit him with a chair several times. Tried to go for the coffin drop. Joe just pushes the referee into the ropes, knocks down Darby, hits a muscle buster off the top rope, basically kills Darby, wins back the title, which I really question now. What was the point of Samoa Joe even losing his championship to begin with, especially when Darby just kind of came out of nowhere, which let's remember he was in a feud with Wardlow, but then Darby just comes in and takes the belt, which, I'm like, even I thought was kind of confused by that for the time being, but it like, come on, Darby literally won it back, what, last month? And I think they only, like, why did was the point even putting the belt on Darby? Was it because it was his hometown? Listen, the TV title just switches a lot, okay? That TV title. TBS belt just switches a lot, okay? Not TBS belt, TNT belt just switches a lot. It's a lot of T's in these belts, okay? T, 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 T. But the TNT belt switches a lot, goes back to Joe. Joe is a double champion. Um, Joe wins. Then Wardlow comes out. Haven't seen Wardlow in weeks since they cut his hair. Comes out there, attacks Joe, goes for the power bomb. Security tries to stop him. It's Wardlow versus Security once again. And before the show literally went off the air, they had Wardlow picking up Security, which he was power bombing him out of the ring. But the show ended up cutting, and the show was done from there. And we went to whatever was next on TV to Dana White's crazy slap fighting show. But yeah, that's Dynamite, folks. A lot of things where you can question booking or why Samoa Joe even lost his belt to begin with, just to finally get it back until I guess Wardlow was hurt or something, and so they could get this feud back on track. We should go into Revolution. Honestly, you look at this no disqualification match, no holds bar with Joe and Darby, which was literally insane. I'm surprised this wasn't on pay per view. This is a match you even put on pay per view. I would have put it on pay per view. It was insane. Some will like it, some will don't. Did I think it was insane? Yes, I did. That's how I look at that match. And now Wardlow is back, so we'll see what goes on from there. But Samoa Joe is once again a double champion. Other than that, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, HoodandKnight890. I'll see y'all then. Wake up, wake up. It is the first of the month. I'm out. Peace.